Tonight, from Dallas, Texas, a city known for its art and culture, Dallas Music Network is bringing great local artists to the spotlight. We're streaming on social media and on demand on all major TV streaming devices on Two-Stage TV. Your tax-deductible donation can help local musicians become more sustainable by creating opportunities and introducing them to a wider audience. This episode is brought to you by a generous gift from Timothy R. Wallace and the City of Dallas Office of Arts and Culture. And now, Dallas Music Network presents The Spotlight.
Hi, I'm Emmeline.
And I'm Min.
We are so excited to bring you a brand new episode of Dallas Music Network's The Spotlight.
You know it, tonight features country artist and songwriter Brody Caster.
Brody Caster is a Kansas native who knew country was his calling when he and his National High School Honor Choir traveled to the Grand Ole Opry. He recently was nominated for Rising Star of the Year at the Josie Music Awards and won the New Artist Scholarship at the Texas Country Music Awards.
So cool. And now, Brody Caster.
Hey y'all, this is Brody Caster, 26 years old, from the small town of Granbury, Texas, just southwest of Fort Worth. I got into music at a young age. You know, my grandpa is kind of my inspiration. At 8 years old, we would go to where he was from, northwest Arkansas, and to this old schoolhouse kind of in the Arkansas hills and watch him and his band play. And they let me come up and do a couple songs with them, and I just kind of got the bug and the fever that I was hooked. Went home, started learning guitar, taking lessons, doing the school talent shows, the county fairs, put a band together. January 3rd, 2020, I moved to Texas, and right before COVID hit, tried to get into the Texas music scene. We powered through COVID, we powered through the shutdown. Yeah, we're good.
Starts beating through them curtains. Go ahead, and a hard taste on a hurt sin. Don't reach for the phone, don't reach for the Tylenol. Just grab yourself a bottle, get a little hair of the dog. You sing my paycheck, low hangover. This is one of them nights where you just might listen to the devil on your shoulder. Throw it on the cotton night, we'll worry about it in the morning. Sing bye-bye paycheck, low hangover. Sing bye-bye paycheck.
back at Dallas Music Network with the amazing Brody Caster. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
I'm happy to be here.
We're excited that you're performing and sharing
Yeah.
all these amazing songs. Before we talk about what you're playing, I want to talk about how you got there.
Okay.
We talked about this in the intro slightly, but our audience knows now that you were in the National High School Honor Choir.
Yes. Yeah. That's not very common for country music people.
I was like, as a country singer, you had kind of a strange path. Can you talk about growing up and?
Yeah. It was unique. You know, most people and a lot of my peers that I play with in this country circle, there's not any background other than just loving music and playing country. I'm the same way, but I grew up, you know, doing choral music and choir and doing musical theater. In high school, I was from a small town, and I would get done with football practice, and I would take my pads off and go into the auditorium for musical practice. And then, you know, I auditioned for the honor choir stuff, and you could do like league, district, regional, state. I made it into state my senior year. Didn't know there was a thing called National Honor Choir. Had never heard about it, and somebody mentions all these students up here this year at the State Honor Choir will have the opportunity to audition for the national one, and it's going to be held at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. So I was like, I don't care about the choir, I just want to sing at the Opry.
You're like, well, now I'm interested.
Yeah, so I auditioned, and then I got in, and that was, you know, that's how I ended up doing that.
So you went.
I went.
With the National High School Honor Choir. Mm-hmm. You got to sing at the Grand Ole Opry. What was that like?
It was life-changing. I was 17, and, you know, like most 17, 18-year-old kids, you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, and there's always that skepticism of, I'm nervous, I'm about to be an adult, what am I going to do? And standing on that stage, you see the circle in front of you from the rhyming, and, you know, we get done with the performance, and all the other kids are running out of there, and I couldn't leave. I got emotional, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. It was like God was just like looking down like, hey, look at the floor. That's where you're meant to be. And so that was kind of a wake-up call for me of, I'm going to come back here one day. I'm going to sing my songs that I wrote. And 17, went home, quit sports the last half of my senior year, and started working on making music.
It's a big statement to be like, I'm putting down the pads.
In a small town too, right?
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're, you know, my high school had like 225 kids in it. So, you know, I was student body president. I was on the football team, played basketball, did track, like, did everything in a small town. So to go from being active in sports and stuff to, I'm gonna go make music, and everybody's like, what are you doing?
But it sounds like you had this moment of enlightenment, right?
I did.
This moment staring at the stage, and then that moment wasn't as fleeting as it often is. Like, we have those moments throughout our lives, right? But we have to pay attention to that call.
Yeah, I think you put it a good way. A call would be how I would describe it. You know, I had thoughts about, I think I want to be a singer, you know. Every other kid wants to be a firefighter or an actor, a football player. And I always thought I want to be a singer. But it didn't really kick in till the Opry thing, so.
That's a great place to go for motivation then, to be, so when those moments, you know, because music can be a career of ups and downs.
I didn't know getting into this how expensive this would be, and how mentally taxing it would be, and just how much the grind is.
Yeah.
You know, you hear all those starving artist stories. For me, it's been a grind because I made the decision that I didn't have an investor or financial backer or a rich uncle. I got to back myself. So I went to college. Even though I knew what I wanted to do music, I went to college, I got my degree, and I got out and I started working for a general contractor, you know, and was making good money, working 70 hours a week. You know, when do you have time to play?
Yeah, I was like, doesn't leave you a lot of time for practice or for music or for gigging.
There were times I remember that, you know, like I said, we worked 60, 70 hours a week. It'd be Friday night, they'd let us off early, 6 p.m. And we'd have the van and trailer there at the job site, and the band would meet me, and we'd hop in, we'd go play a show, and get back about 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I would go sleep in the job trailer because at 7 or 8 on Saturday, I had to open up the job site and work. And then they'd come back Saturday and we'd do it again.
Yeah.
And then Sunday I'd go home and sleep all day.
Yeah, you feel like I need some recovery time.
But it was a grind, and you know, right, that was all during COVID too. So
Yeah, you had an interesting journey to playing with the band though. So you were in small town Kansas.
Yes, I was born and raised about 40 miles southeast of Wichita.
Went to Pittsburgh State. Got
Yeah.
your college degree, decided to work in construction, and then you knew you wanted to pursue country music, so you moved to Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
Been known to fade away like smoke. Every time that I should stay, I just saddle up and go. I can't count all the girls I've left with a broken heart. I ain't a fair hand with a rope. I'm getting good at riding away parts. Well, hey there, cowboy, you gotta slow down, boy. You're too damn good at pretending there ain't a rear view. Think you're a big man, but take a look on the other end. That empty ring finger might come back to haunt you. One of these days she's gonna settle down, raise some babies in a one-horse town. You'll be wishing you could just hear her voice. Hey there, cowboy, I don't wear my heart on my sleeves. All of my emotions are tucked down deep. But I love this girl, I ain't scared of committing. I can't stand the thought of being fenced in. Hey there, cowboy, gotta slow down, boy. You're too damn good at pretending there ain't a rear view. Think you're a big man, take a look on the other hand. That empty ring finger might come back to haunt you. One of these days she's gonna settle down, raise some babies in a one-horse town. You'll be wishing you could just hear her voice. Hey there, cowboy. I think it's time. Gotta hang my spurs up high, lay it out on the line. Take a chance tonight. I'm gonna trade this horse for a front porch. Well, hey there, cowboy, you gotta slow down, boy. You're too damn good at pretending there ain't a rear view. You think you're a big man, but take a look on the other hand. That empty ring finger might come back to haunt you. One of these days she's gonna settle down, raise some babies in a one-horse town. You'll be wishing you could just hear her voice. Hey there, cowboy.
So country is a unique experience for you, not just because it's, you know, this beautiful place of nostalgia and story and, you know, the comforting sound of a guitar, but
Right.
it's like how you lived.
Yeah, like
It represents something different.
I grew up in that lifestyle. I grew up in a rural atmosphere. You know, I didn't grow up running cattle. We weren't full-time cattlemen, but we had land and we were around that stuff. And I grew up just hunting and fishing like every other stereotypical small town country thing you think of. I did it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, you know, don't get me wrong, I love all types of music and I love like the, you know, the feel in those 808s and like hip hop and whatnot. But with country, there's something about the storytelling that I like, right? That it can just kind of move you just from the words
Yeah.
and the lyrics before you even put the music to it. And so that's kind of, I take that into my songwriting as well, because anything you hear from us, whether radio or digital, I wrote it, or I had a hand in writing it.
Yeah.
So I try to be, hands-on on the writing side of things.
So it sounds like it's really important for you not only to live the country lifestyle, so to speak, and to share country music, but to really share your story within it, and to ensure that the stories that you're telling are authentic.
It has to be authentic.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, then if you can't buy it yourself, how are you going to make somebody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type of deal. And that's just me to a T. Like, I don't care about selling out arenas and making millions. I mean, obviously it'd be cool who didn't want to do it.
So if you're listening,
yeah.
make sure you're downloading some
If
Brody
you got
Caster.
an empty checkbook, I'm your guy. But no, I don't care about that as much. Like, for me, it's about just making a living playing music. And that's what drew me to Texas. Was there's guys out here that they live on 10, 15 acres, built them a little house, and they got a couple head of cows, and they kind of play John Wayne during the week, and then Thursday that bus rolls up and they hit the road and they go play music.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
That's your
You can
life.
do that here.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know, land of opportunity. That sounds really cheesy.
That's
Don't quote me on
okay. It's
that,
okay.
but-
I feel like sometimes we hold ourselves hostage, right? We think we have to say something new or something exciting.
And then you say something dumb.
Well, but the
Yeah.
truth about country music and what it sounds like is the thing that drives your songwriting is saying something true no matter how it sounds.
Right.
You know?
And that way, I try to do a good job of hitting familiar topics, right? Because they work, but then you got to do it in a whole nother way, right? And that's like some of the songs we're playing here. And how I wrote them. It's maybe a familiar concept, but it's a different spin on it, which try to keeps it fresh.
Yeah,
So-
it's your spin.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So if people who are watching tonight take one thing away from your music, what do you want that to be?
Oh man, they told me you were going to ask the tough questions. If they're going to take one thing away, I just want them to know it's authentic and it's real and it's me, and that the lyrics in there, if I haven't lived them, I'm writing about somebody who I know who has, or experiences that, I've been through. And it's just, I try to write, they say write what you know about, and what you don't know about you'll learn before too long. That is the most accurate thing I have ever heard. When I was younger, it was all the party songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the love songs, and it's like, that's boring.
Yeah.
Now I'm writing a lot of love songs and stuff, because I'm in a happy relationship. And so things change as you get older.
Yeah, for sure. So when people connect to Brody Caster music, they're connecting to you.
I hope they are. If they're not, then I'm doing it wrong.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if people are excited to connect with you, if they're watching the show tonight thinking, God, this music is awesome, I got to find more of it, where's the best place for them to find you?
Well, they can get on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. It's Brody Caster Music on Facebook. It should be Brody Caster on everything else. Yeah, we're pretty much everywhere you listen or follow your favorite artists. We're on there.
Awesome. You heard it here first. Brody, thanks so much for
Thank
coming,
you.
man.
I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you, and don't go anywhere because you're going to hear more from Brody Caster right now.
Well, the hippies and the bikers, they all hang around a little dive bar on the outskirts of town. They're my songs every Tuesday night for an empty tip jar and a cup of Coors Light. Well, I cut my teeth, paying my dues. I leave my heart on the stage 'cause there's nothing left to lose. I give you my soul with every song I sing, but I know damn well nobody's listening. It's a pretty rough crowd. Whoa, good luck getting all of your gear out. They just get drunk, don't care about the music. Every other night somebody's living shoeless. Even Patrick Swayze couldn't pull this place down. honky-tonk converters roadhouse. Well, I heard about the place back in 2011. There used to be a little honky-tonk killer. Something went wrong and something went south. Now only up-and-comers play Verner's Roadhouse. It's a pretty rough crowd. Good luck getting all of your gear out. They just want to get drunk, don't care about the music. Every other night somebody slips in. Patrick Swayze couldn't cool this place down. Welcome to the honky-tonk and Verner's Roadhouse. Come on! Play here. Vernon's got a daughter turning 18 this year. It's a pretty rough crowd. Good luck getting all of your gear out. They just wanna get drunk, don't care about the music. Every other night somebody steps in. Patrick Swayze couldn't cool this place down. To the honky-tonk and now stabbing, gun popping, Verner's Roadhouse.
And that's our show.
We'd like to thank Brody Caster, our entire cast and crew here at Dallas Music Network, our fantastic sponsors, the City of Dallas Office of Arts and Culture and Timothy R. Wallace, and most importantly, you at home for watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. We have tons of new content coming, and we don't want you to miss a single second of any of it. In fact, you should probably follow us on all of our social media sites.
That's right. Our favorite ones are Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, even LinkedIn.
They're all on Facebook. You should follow us at all of them.
Follow us. Go ahead.
We're going to keep posting more shows for you, so keep it tuned right here.
Good night.
Thank you for tuning in to The Spotlight, presented by Dallas Music Network. Please subscribe, like, and follow, and stream tonight's featured artist. This episode was brought to you by a generous gift from Timothy R. Wallace and the City of Dallas Office of Arts and Culture. Dallas Music Network is a 501c3 nonprofit organization helping artists reach their full potential through various programs, including artist development, song development and recording, streaming, digital media, and promotion. We work to help musicians increase their fan base, which is critical to their long-term financial sustainability. Your tax-deductible donation can help us continue to support the local music community. Donate on our website at dallasmusicnetwork.com. Or to find out more information on how to become a sponsor, email Beverly at dallasmusicnetwork.com. Watch all Dallas Music Network productions on demand on your TV by downloading the free independent film and music app, 2Stage TV, available on Roku Player, Apple TV, Fire TV, and Android TV, and in the Apple and Google Play app stores for mobile devices.
yourself a bottle, get a little hair of the dog.